One late afternoon, as David was walking about on the roof of his house, he saw a woman bathing and saw that she was very beautiful. And so David inquired about the woman and learned that she was the wife of Uriah the Hittite. But David did not care about this and sent messengers to take her and bring her to him. After sleeping with her, she went back to her house and conceived. And then she sent messengers to David, telling him that she was pregnant. David was trying to concoct a plan to make this whole mess go away. So he sent word to Joab to have Uriah return to Jerusalem from the field of battle. David hoped that if Uriah returned and slept with his wife Bathsheba, he would be able to pass off the baby as Uriah's rather than his own. They didn't have paternity tests back then. But this plan failed because Uriah, being a man of honor, refused to go live in comfort and stay in his home and sleep with his wife, while his men were out in the battlefield fighting against the Ammonites. And so David tried a second time by bringing Uriah to a feast and getting him as drunk as he could, hoping that then he would go back and lay with his wife. But even still, he refused to go back to his home. Realizing that he can't pass off the baby as Uriah's, David comes up with a new plan. He writes a letter to Joab, instructing him to put Uriah at the forefront of the conflict, where the hardest fighting is going on, and then draw the other troops back so that he will be struck down and die. Joab does as David instructs, and puts Uriah at the front of the conflict, and he is killed as David intended. After Bathsheba learns of Uriah's death, she goes through a period of lamentation and mourning. And when her mourning is complete, David brings her into his house and forces her to become his wife. David thought that he was out of the woods and that he had gotten away with his grave injustice. But the Lord was greatly displeased for David for the wicked deeds he had done. Not only had David committed adultery, but in his attempts to cover up his sins, he had lied and committed murder. Uriah, who was a Hittite, not an Israelite, had remained more faithful to the Lord God of Israel than David, the king over Israel.